Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. XRP on the hour trading above 20 cents. Right now at 0.201. Not much movement here, but guys, we're at least staying above that 20 cent mark. I think that's a psychological barrier for a lot of traders at this moment in time. When we look at BTC, we can see same kind of trend pattern, okay? Not too much movement here. Actually, BTC has not been performing as well as the altcoins have been in the last little while. If you look at VET, you can see the same kind of trend here. We saw that upward trend for VET, topped out at just over 2 cents, came right back down to about 1.5 cents, and now trading at 0.018 cents, okay, in and around here. But all those trends are the same. Not a lot of volume right now in the space. It is Sunday. Hopefully there'll be more trading volume next week, and we will see some movement either to the upside or to the downside. Right now, market's just looking fairly stagnant, and ultimately have been for the last little while. I mean, other than VET, of course, we saw VET making some serious movements, but, when I look at Bitcoin, I seriously am feeling like this pattern here, this is Bitcoin on the daily, by the way, guys, this pattern here needs to break out at some point. Okay, we've been seeing this sideways movement since the beginning of May, so over 2 months now. And at some point, something's got to give. We're going to either see a move to the upside or sellers taking over, a correction to the downside. My hope is that we correct to the downside, and of course, it bottoms out into this roughly 71 to 7,200 region. That would be the next buying opportunity, at least for me, probably for a lot of other crypto traders as well. So again, just keeping an eye on that. Gonna see what next week brings. This is a quick one from Matt at Matthew LINY here on Twitter. A liquidity crisis. XRP solves that problem, and the Bank of England knows this. They are Ripple customers, yet not one mention of this in their working paper. So this is the Bank of England working paper, staff working paper number 879. Dollar shortages and central bank swap lines. This from July 2020. So a brand new working paper, and Matt also links that working paper down here for those of you guys who are interested in reading that. But yeah, dollar shortages, also coin shortages in the United States. We've been seeing signs all over different stores in the United States saying, please, if you can, please use credit or debit cards because we just don't have the coins to give you change if you use cash. Some people are suggesting perhaps the first step in a new world order, a cashless society. Other people saying, you know what, it's just because of the way the world is right now, there's a coin shortage. And so what's going to happen? Well, at least we have the tools. At least Ripple exists. They've created on-demand liquidity. XRP can solve for this. So while the rest of the world is going to be panicked, us XRP hodlers can sit back and confidently say, at least I invested in XRP. Mac Attack posted this here on Twitter. XRP users can now buy 30,000 plus digital products and FB gift cards with a 60% discount. So global e-commerce and online crypto-friendly payment company Uquid has announced that users of XRP digital currency can now enjoy a new service from the company, allowing them to make payments for a variety of products with about 60% of a discount. Uquid, which adopted the XRP cryptocurrency in April 2019 for payment and issuance of utility bills in over 150 countries of the world, in an update mentioned that it now allows users of the remittance-oriented cryptocurrency to buy more than 30,000 digital products and Facebook gift cards with about a 60% discount at its digital shops. Now, a 60% discount, that sounds too good to be true. I'm reporting on this because I saw it in the news, but guys, I would be careful about this. I don't know the reputation Uquid has. Nevertheless, it sounds interesting, something definitely to look into. At Uquid online shops, users can purchase coupons, digital games, gift cards, and universal mobile top-up cards. With the latest development, the e-commerce platform said people who perform international transfers can now enjoy more, and customers who do not before now can perform international transactions with their services. So that's interesting. I don't know if any of you guys have used Uquid in the past, especially maybe you've even used it with your XRP before. Put it down in the comments if you guys have. I'd be interested to know if this thing is legit or not. Anyway, thanks so much, Mac Attack XRP, for posting that. Guys, this from the XRP Arcade. Leonidas posted this. So an update with the Ripple lawsuit. The lawsuit plaintiffs respond to Ripple's motion to dismiss fraud allegations. And so Bradley Sawstack, the lead plaintiff in the Ripple case, has replied to Ripple's motion to dismiss fraud allegations. Ripple moved to dismiss all fraud allegations against them on June 9th, claiming the plaintiff had not demonstrated how a series of supposed fraudulent statements made by Garlinghouse and Ripple employees were anything of the kind. And so here's the plaintiff's response. The plaintiff responded by opposing the court taking notice of the notice of final rule from CFPB, claiming that defendants failed to establish that any factual assertions contained in the document cannot reasonably be questioned, and also fail to specify which factual assertions within the document they asked the court to take judicial notice of. And so Leonidas has actually posted the court document down here from the United States District Court, Northern District of California. So the CFPB rule indicates the continued growth of expanding partnerships of virtual currency companies such as Ripple, which offer both a payments messaging platform to support cross-border money transfers, as well as virtual currency XRP, which can be used to effect settlement of those transfers, as an example of progress in the remittance transfer market. Moreover, the CFPB states that expanded adoption of Swift's GPI product, or Ripple's suite of products, could similarly allow banks and credit unions to know the exact final amount that recipients of remittance transfers will receive before they are sent. So Sawstack, of course, also responded to Ripple's motion to dismiss the fraud allegations as outlined in this document. For those of you guys interested in the legal aspect of the case, I know I'm not too worried personally. I mean, Ripple, obviously a multi-billion-dollar company, has got a great team of lawyers behind them. Will this impede XRP adoption and expansion? And, even the company Ripple and the strides they've been making, I highly doubt it. This guy has just got a chip on his shoulder because he bought XRP probably at all-time high, and he's kind of pissed off that he didn't understand crypto bull run cycles. And now he's out his $500 or whatever it was, something nominal like that. It's not even like he was down hundreds of thousands of dollars. This guy's crying essentially about a small amount of money. Anyway, it is what's going on, and there is an update on that. So thank you so much, Leonidas, for posting that. And for those of you guys still using Coinbase, you probably want to hear about this next piece. Okay, this from XRP Crypto Wolf. Coinbase is selling blockchain analytics software to the U.S. Secret Service. Okay, so crypto exchange Coinbase is providing its blockchain analytics software to the U.S. Secret Service, according to a public record obtained by The Block. The Secret Service, which is part of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, is charged with conducting financial crimes investigation in addition to protecting the nation's top leaders. Now, I don't think they're stealing your information if you're trading crypto. Like 90% of us just out there trading crypto, looking to make a buck. Maybe we're stockpiling crypto as an investment. The Secret Service isn't necessarily there to crack down on you. That's my opinion. Obviously, this has to do more with money laundering and financial crimes, although when I hear things like this, especially when it comes out by a third party, like in this case, The Block Crypto is reporting on this, Coinbase isn't voluntarily giving the public or their customers this information. Of course, I'm sure there are a lot of reasons behind that, but it just begs the question, what else are they doing? Guys, this is why I always like to keep my crypto off the exchange. Don't ever keep it on the exchange. Okay, it's one thing to use a crypto exchange like Coinbase, and of course, it's got its pros and cons. But if you have crypto, put it on a Ledger Nano, whether you get the S or the X, whatever. Guys, I do have an affiliate link in the description. You can use it if you want. You do not have to use it if you do not want to. But if you don't have the private keys to your crypto, it is technically not even your crypto. Just be careful. Make sure you understand that, especially when we come to another bull run and prices start to go wild, guys. You will be happy that your crypto is safe and sound, because there will be times, I'll tell you again, there will be times where you will try to contact somebody at whatever exchange you're using, and they might not be getting back to you because they are going crazy because too many people are signing up for new accounts. So many people are trading. There's going to be blockages. Of course, with an influx of traders, when, we saw this last time in 2017 when Bitcoin was making the news, XRP went to over $3. Everything was surging. This is what creates the frenzy, and so I wouldn't just automatically trust that your cryptocurrency exchange is going to get back to you if you have a problem. So guys, always keep your crypto safe. Put it on a Ledger Nano X or S or something similar. That's what I have. I just gave one away last February. Again, I do have an affiliate link in the description if you want to use it. And to that point, more people are noticing these scams. This from Dave of the Day on Twitter, and he is saying that he saw this scam in front of a YouTube video. So this is a YouTube ad now. These scammers are actually trying to pull these scams with Ethereum, and not only Ethereum. We heard Brad Garlinghouse talk about XRP giveaway scams, and calling YouTube to account to stop these crypto scams. In the case of XRP, this one has to do with Ethereum, and not only that, I saw this from Michael at Val5 Links. As well, this with regards to Charles Hoskinson and Cardano, also is calling out YouTube over an ongoing ADA scam, which sees scammers post elaborate videos and advertisements for the odd "send me 1 Ethereum and I'll send 2 Ethereum back" scam. So guys, just make sure this is not just happening in the XRP community, all over crypto, because these scammers realize, a lot of people in crypto really just may be novice, may not know enough about crypto. They heard about it from a friend. There is an inherent layer of anonymity with cryptocurrency as well. So, of course, this is happening all over. I don't want to dwell on this too much. Want to get back to some XRP news. And we got this, guys. California Blockchain Working Group recommends regulatory clarity for digital assets. So this has to do with digital assets in general. The California Blockchain Working Group was appointed by the Secretary of the Government Operations Agency, the California government agency responsible for administrating state operations, including procurement, real estate, information technology, and human resources. And so one of its members was Liz Xian, Ripple's VP of Global Tax and Chief Tax Counsel. Camille Crittenden, Executive Director of the Center for Information Technology Research in the Interest of Society and the Bantao Institute, was chosen to serve as chair of the newly formed blockchain working group, so a member of Ripple on the group. I thought this was really interesting. If we move down here, here is a quote from one of their reports, I believe. Adopting a common legal definition of blockchain and clarifying key regulations, California could follow the lead of other states such as Arizona, Colorado, and Wyoming, and countries such as Singapore, Germany, and Switzerland define digital assets based on their function and regulate them separately. Okay, this goes to the point that Brad Garlinghouse keeps saying, don't paint us all with one brush. All the cryptocurrencies in the space are created differently. They're created for different use cases, and so they should be seen as different tools, different mechanisms. And it's kind of almost a shame that they're all considered cryptocurrency just based on their common theme of cryptography. But of course, we have to start somewhere. So California could create 3 categories: 1, payment; 2, consumptive utility tokens; and 3, asset tokens, and exempt consumptive or utility tokens from state securities law. The state should further research and explore these possibilities. So the state of California looking to really differentiate between the different cryptocurrencies and getting deeper into this to kind of give some kind of maybe, take the lead. Well, they're saying they want to take the lead from Arizona, Colorado, and Wyoming, and other countries such as Singapore, Germany, and Switzerland. But ultimately, the U.S. government, on a federal level, the U.S. government has to do something in order for this to take place nationwide. How are they going to do it? Well, each state is kind of doing their own thing, as we're seeing now, but eventually there's going to be one national framework, I'm sure, in order to get cryptocurrency adoption, streamline it across the entire United States of America. Of course, the U.S., the biggest economy in the world, so, financial transactions, cross-border payments, very, very important for people living in the United States and abroad, business owners in the United States. This needs to get sorted out, and it seems as though California is doing the right thing. They're on the right path here. Thought this was interesting too. Ripple was also mentioned in this report as an alternative to current remittance technologies. Just going to read you this quote. Blockchain technology has been used with considerable innovation for international remittances. Blockchain is a promising technology to facilitate cheaper and more efficient cross-border transactions because it eliminates intermediaries, most of whom take a cut out of the cross-border payment. Companies like Ripple are creating blockchain-based alternatives to current remittance technologies and have piloted their technologies with money transfer companies including Western Union and MoneyGram. So mentioned right in this paper is Ripple, a California-based company looking to change the world, and the tech's available. It's ready to use. XRP is that cryptocurrency that will solve for the liquidity issues that the world is seeing today, not only today during a pandemic, but year over year with this world economy that we're living in. Everything is becoming more global. More and more companies are selling goods and services online. And so the need for exchanging one fiat to another is going to continue to be an ongoing problem that needs to be solved. And isn't it just great that XRP was created to solve for that exact problem? Another one here, guys, from XRP Crypto Wolf. Japan's holdings of cryptocurrency like XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin surged during the pandemic. So the Japan Virtual and Crypto Asset Exchange Association, a self-regulatory organization for the crypto industry in Japan, recently published a report on Japanese holdings of major cryptocurrencies. This was back in March. 169,376 BTC was held on Japanese exchanges, up more than 11% from the previous month. XRP was up 6.4% to 3.2 billion XRP, and Ether was up more than 5.7%, guys, to 1.14 million ETH. Moreover, the number of Bitcoin Cash, Monacoin, Litecoin, and NEM also increased slightly in March. So more people holding cryptocurrencies in Japan over the pandemic. But they are saying this: the reason Japanese investors increase their crypto holdings is not immediately clear. One could say Japanese Bitcoin believers were not hesitant to buy more after the collapse of the crypto market. It may be also the case that Japanese investors were sending more cryptocurrencies to exchanges to sell, the opposite case of Bitcoin being withdrawn from Coinbase recently. Speaking to Cointelegraph, Yuya Hasegawa, a market analyst at the FSA licensed crypto exchange BitBank, explained that usually price movement and users' holdings of cryptocurrency are correlated inversely. He continued to analyze as follows: in the time of downward price movement, you can say that users send cryptos to exchanges for the purpose of taking profits or loss cutting. Another reason, though, might be a Japan premium in the Bitcoin market compared with the US dollar-based market after March 12th. So we know the economy saw a big shift in mid-March, and lot of reasons for this. But cryptocurrency movement in Japan, it's interesting to keep an eye on the Japanese people and what they do with crypto. They tend to be a very good indicator of first movements in the space. So Japan, very, very important to look at. Guys, I was planning a trip to Japan this year, and I really, really wanted to go. My wife and I were going to go in September, but of course, because of the pandemic travel restrictions, we just decided against it, obviously. But maybe one day, maybe in 2021, who knows? One day, I will definitely find my way there one day. Another article here, guys, from the Daily Hodl: Ripple pushing to scale XRP payment products around the world as new job listing reveals. So there is a new job listing at Ripple. They say they're growing and they're looking for a quantitative developer to help build tools to monitor market activity and liquidity for XRP as we scale our payment products into new markets around the world. So this goes along with that whole idea that, new ODL corridors are going to open all over the world in this coming year. Ripple had already mentioned that. We are overhearing, murmurings of Brazil. Also some corridors hopefully opening in Africa, as we know many African countries need this technology probably the most. I'd say arguably one of the most in the world. The successful candidate could work alongside the company's institutional markets team to leverage data and gain insight into both the foreign exchange and crypto markets. The person is also expected to work with Ripple's engineers and data scientists to develop a top-notch data system. So yeah, another job posting at Ripple. And Ripple, you know what? They haven't stopped hiring even since this pandemic. More people are getting hired. Sure, not at the rate that they probably would be hiring if we were not in a global pandemic. Nevertheless, that hasn't stopped them. Ripple are still, of course, working from home, developing new tools. They keep innovating, and the job postings just go to show that as well. So looking for a new quantitative developer to help build tools to monitor market activity and liquidity for XRP. Guys, XRP liquidity, that is the name of the game. I keep saying it. Once we see XRP as that most liquid, I think what Ripple wants to do ultimately is they want to make XRP the most liquid cryptocurrency because they want everything to be running through it. Okay, and how do you target those large value payments? Well, the crypto has to be liquid, otherwise you just can't. So liquidity, I think building that liquidity, obviously part of Ripple's roadmap. It's crawl, walk, run, guys. So building liquidity, obviously we're in the walking stage. And then once that liquidity has been built, once those corridors are open, that's when I think we are really going to see XRP price flourish organically. Okay, it's one thing to see XRP price spike in a bull run based on spec, but and that's fun. But with liquidity building, that's when we're going to see it rise organically, and then nothing will be able to stop it. This next one here, guys, is from Ali G at Ali_G_Ali_. ING joins the GDF. That's right. Global Banking Innovation ING joins the Global Digital Finance Association. So they're a leading industry association advocating and accelerating the adoption of digital assets. They today have announced that global banking giant and blockchain DLT innovation leader ING has assumed a seat on the GDF Advisory Council and become co-chairs with its custody working group. So here's a quote here. In GDF, we have found a body that accelerates the adoption of digital assets via the development of conducting standards, digital finance best practices, and the promotion of cutting-edge technologies like DLT. This from Hervé Francois, Blockchain Initiative Lead on Digital Assets ING. As one of the most active banks in blockchain, we are pleased to contribute our extensive knowledge on digital assets. So this article down here lists some other people who are on the board. Some of these names I recognize as Ripple partners. Guys, I will link this article in the description if you want to read further. And ING, for those of you guys who do not know, back in June 2018, so a couple years ago now, they doubled down on their blockchain investment and partnered with Ripple. As you guys can see down here, there is a Ripple partnership with ING. This is when they were still using their X-Current system. So you can see the ties. Of course, all these companies realizing the benefits to this and all want to essentially work together to get on the same page with crypto adoption and DLT innovation. So I wanted to thank Ali G for posting that. And on top of all the partnerships that Ripple has forged along the way with all these, banks and fintechs and money-moving companies, we would never assume that Ripple would partner with a company like VeChain. Guys, I gotta say first off, this is speculative, but it is very, very interesting. James Rule XRP here on Twitter pointed this out, and this was an article. I gotta give full credit to Crypto Eri on this because she was really the one who uncovered this. But I wanted to take a look at this as well and see what you guys had to think about this. So are Ripple and VeChain entering into a partnership via SBI? It's a rumor, so Ripple and VeChain entering into a partnership. There's an SBI connection. We know SBI very, very invested in Ripple, and so Crypto Eri reported this, and apparently SBI Holdings is getting into the VeChain space, traceability as a service, building a supply chain platform for agricultural products utilizing blockchain distributed ledger technology. So this was cited originally from the Japanese BitTimes. However, there is no clear indication in the article that SBI Holdings relies on VeChain's technology. However, the article simply states that SBI Holdings will build a blockchain solution in cooperation with CTIA Co. Limited, which handles the blockchain business, and Hakusho Market Co., which exports Japanese rice. So, once the proof experiment is complete, SBI Holdings and CTIA will build a supply chain platform for rice export, and Hakusho Markets will export and sell rice to North America, Hong Kong, and Singapore. And so here's the origin of the rumor. It essentially originated from a like on Twitter from Incubator Cream, which is a strategic partner of VeChain. So Crypto Ed NL points this out. Cream Method, I noticed that you liked this tweet. I don't see any mention of VET in the press release. Should we consider your like as a yes because of an NDA? People really wanting to put these pieces of the puzzle together. And where does Ripple come in with all this? Well, obviously we know SBI Holdings has a big stake in Ripple. What is exciting about the speculation is that SBI Holdings is known to be a Ripple investor. The group of financial service companies based in Tokyo is undoubtedly one of Ripple's most important partners and has launched various projects in Japan in the past to promote adoption of XRP. In addition to MoneyTap, SBI recently announced Japan's first crypto fund, which holds 50% in XRP. Now, there is another connection here, guys, and I don't know if you saw the digital asset investors interview with VeChain CEO Sunny Liu. The topic of Ripple comes up in the discussion, and in the context, Liu explained that VeChain and Ripple could be good partners. He says, well, let me make it Ripple XRP. He says, well, I mean, we could be good partners in the future, I would say, because we are focused on different things. We are focused on business activities, non-financial applications, while XRP is focused on payment solutions, which could be a good combination. He was then asked whether he has already spoken with Ripple about a partnership, and Liu said, well, I have some friends that are connected to the Ripple team, but for right now, my mission and vision is building the environment and ecosystem first, meaning the VeChain ecosystem. When the time arrives, I would say we could definitely connect to each other. And I never thought about it, but I think Ripple and VeChain could be a dream team for future business down the road. That could be a real significant entry into a new world of verticals that Ripple has been talking about for the last little while. Okay, that partnership with VeChain could really expand the possibilities for both companies, which would mean that both VET and XRP will gain more value because problems will be solved with those particular cryptocurrencies. Let's not forget, guys, 95% of cryptocurrencies will probably vanish once cryptocurrency adoption comes to pass. If they do not have a use case, why have them around? I also just wanted to point out this tweet here, guys, from Iron Halo, and he brings up an interesting point, something that I'm sure a lot of you guys have thought about that might be on some of your minds. The best performing crypto asset of 2017 was XRP. It's now worth less than it was pre-escrow late 2017. Bullish as I am, there's a point when you wonder whether Ripple actually gives an SHIT about XRP anymore. Everything else has risen. Well, let's put things into perspective, and I don't think this is a stupid question. I think people are blasting this guy in the comments section here in this thread. I will link this in the description for those of you guys who want to read further. But ultimately, we have to look at the circumstance we're in. We have to look at XRP. We have to understand the concept of XRP being released into the ecosystem every month because of utility. We have to also understand that Brad Garlinghouse has said we thought we'd be further along by now. So all of this considered, XRP price is what it is based on market conditions today. Okay, that is the long and the short of it. Now, the bad news? Well, I mean, maybe you could say bad news. XRP is not going to go to 589 tomorrow, okay? It might go to 589 one day in the future when we see the need to target those high value payments. But guys, right now, we are still in a spec market at the mercy of Bitcoin. And let me just put things into perspective because you guys can still make money on XRP. Don't get down on the cryptocurrency. I mean, you're speculating on a whole bunch of other cryptos at this moment in time because nothing really has any real world utility. Let's put things into perspective, okay? The first week of 2017 here, guys, Bitcoin was trading just under $1,000. Ethereum trading at $8.17. XRP still trading at 0.006 cents, Litecoin at $4.51, just to name a few. And now the last week of 2017, Bitcoin was up to 14,100, XRP was at $2.30, Ethereum was up to $756, Litecoin up to $232. And guys, this trend was the same across the board. First week of 2017, last week of 2017. This was because of a spec bull run. And we will see this again. If you think Bitcoin is going to breach its all-time high of $20,000, then by the same logic, you should also believe that XRP could reach $2, $3, $5, maybe even higher in the next bull run. How high could it go? Well, if I knew that answer, don't you think I'd be telling you by now? Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.